And before the individual speeches from those 4 companies, let's first have a look at the short video that they prepared that gives great insight into the why and the how of DVB's new native IP solution. So Jean-Claude Sachot is with us now in the studio, waiting, I guess. So Jean-Claude Sachot, good morning. So you are the first participant who prepared this end-to-end demonstration. So you're from Broadpeak. And before leaving the floor to you, I know it's a very special day for you. So I would like to thank you very much for your deep and long-lasting involvement in DVB. And we are so grateful that this very special day in your career is dedicated to Dvb Demos. Over to you.
Thank you, Emily. Yes, indeed, actually today is the last day of my professional career. I just cannot leave this industry without supporting one last time the native IP project that I actively contributed to on behalf of Broadpeak for the last 2 years. So this said, let me first start by reminding the audience of what is the vision for native IP. You've seen this slide already from Laurent, from NNCIS already, but it's important to remind that today video distribution of a broadcast network for linear and live content is very much siloed in its own ecosystem based on MPEG transport stream delivery. However, the thing is that a parallel video distribution ecosystem has emerged and tremendously grown in the past decade, leveraging consumer-owned devices, and that is obviously OTT streaming. The main foundation of OTT streaming is adaptive bitrate streaming protocols. With adaptive bitrate, live video is actually split into small consecutive video files, which are referenced by a manifest. So the video stream can be delivered over any type of distribution network. and not just the internet. The most widely used formats are obviously HLS and Dash. And this is the foundation of a native IP. The good news is actually that broadcast distribution can easily be used to deliver file-based live content. This applies to satellite, which is suitable for distribution of IP payload. Now, the question is, what can Broadpeak and its partners bring to this vision? Well, the expertise of Broadpeak is in the video delivery, supporting content delivery network products and solutions. Broadpeak is also, and this is important here to understand, is also the recognized pioneer of multicast adaptive bitrate streaming. One important thing here is that advanced CDN solutions easily enable valuable services for consumers and content distributors, such as catch-up, cloud recording, content personalization, network monitoring, and so on. So when an operator or content distributor has such an ecosystem in place, it's very easy to offer content that is available anytime, in any place, and for any device. Now back to native IP. Central to native IP is multicast adaptive bitrate, and multicast adaptive bitrate using the adaptive bitrate streaming format that I talked about before. But the question is, how do these things map together? This slide is a general representation of a global CDN architecture. All these products are actually software components that run on off-the-shelf servers that are widely deployed in data centers. At a high level, the workflow starts with the video packaging. This is performed by what is called an origin server that is in charge of producing video files. Those video files are actually segments and manifest, as I said before. So complying with the right ABR format, in the case of DVB and native IP, this is DVB Dash. And then you have a bunch of cache and edge servers that are spread across a delivery infrastructure. As you realize, native IP leverages several bricks that have already been worked out by DVB, of which DVB Dash, which is a DVB profile defined for Dash for video packaging, DVB MABR, that is IP multicast encapsulation for subsequent distribution over the satellite links, BDM, broadcast, or VSAT actually, and also GSC and DVB S2 and S2X modulations. Now, leveraging the components that are provided by Broadpeak and its partners, what you can see here on this slide is the overall architecture that the group has come up with. And on the right-hand side, a picture of the demo setup that was put together by the partners. This demo setup is running in iDirect's premises. It is worth noting that two different satellite distribution paths can be used, namely direct-to-home broadcast, which you see pictured on the top, and VSAT broadband. And this is made possible by the adoption of multicast IP. So the origin packager and the unique cast to multicast transcasters that you see representing on this architecture are actually running on the Dell server that is located at the bottom of the rack. The reverse conversion from multicast to unicast for in-home distribution is performed by a software agent that is integrated in the EKT set-top box that also acts as a redistribution gateway. Before handing over to my demo partners that will provide more insights into this, time has come for me to recap some of the first takeaways of this solution. Firstly, satellite distribution can evolve into an IP distribution channel, and that's a very strong foundation for the native IP solution. This makes it efficient for the delivery of live video content to any type of consumer device, not just the bespoke set-top boxes or smart TVs that have been put on the market so far. And finally, by embracing Dash as their only live video format, content distributors can plan for a unified video distribution platform, regardless of the distribution channel, paving the way for cost-effective hybrid broadcast and broadband media services. So native IP in this regard is the next step for HBB TV, HBB TV being delivered via satellite as well as via other broadcast networks such as terrestrial in future. So this, for now, concludes my part of the presentation, and over to you, Emily.
Thank you very much, Jean-Claude. And it seems that multicast ABR has been around for quite a few years now, but it was initially targeting IP networks. So now we see that so DVB and ABR also becomes central to this new native IP solution. So how do you see things moving forward?
So, well, actually, maybe as you probably know, market adoption has already begun because Broadpeak is one of the pioneers supplying what I wouldn't call yet a native IP solution because it's built on the technology that was available, and obviously DVB is gonna package all this in a nice way. But there are already some market deployments that have taken place, typically at Astro in Malaysia. This is already known. Broadpeak has also other deployments for e-education application, typically in Brazil and several other places. Personally, I'm a strong believer of standardization because standardization helps to fuel market adoption by securing interoperability of components. And this is exactly what we are demonstrating here with the partner. It's not just about Broadpeak and its technology. It's about an ecosystem that is already pretty mature. And obviously, market adoption is also enabled by the fact that interoperability drives costs down. So I'm definitely a strong believer in native IP as being standardized in DVB.
As I am, and indeed, interoperability is key, and that's DVB's ground, of course. So thank you very much. Now it's time to move on to our second partner in this multi-vendor demo. So Hans Massart from ST Engineering iDirect. So you're our speaker now. Welcome, Hans, and the floor is yours.
Thank you for the introduction, Emily, and for inviting us to the DVB Demos. Also, thanks to the audience for attending our session of today. My name is Hans Massart, and I'm heading the media and broadcast vertical at ST Engineering iDirect. ST Engineering iDirect is a global leader in satellite communications, and we are active in different markets, as you can see. So it's including media and broadcast, cellular backhaul, trunking, enterprise and broadband, mobility, and government and defense. Our product portfolios are branded under the names of iDirect and NewTek, and you will see that we have embedded those in the demo in the ecosystem of today, the modulator product line, as well as the VSAT product lines that we have. And I will be covering our part of the joint demo, native IP over satellite, according to the DVB and IP standard, the standardization under effort. And we have developed that, as already said, with Broadpeak, Easy Broadcast, and EKT. Thanks, by the way, for the excellent cooperation over the past couple of months. We can also provide this ecosystem as an integrated solution. So let us take a deeper look now. Here you can see our multi-carrier satellite gateway MCX7000 taking care of encapsulation of the provided multicast ABR video according to MPE in the video stream. Alternatively, also GSC encapsulation can be handled when using our MDM6000 satellite modem. The operator has the choice to deploy DVB-S2 or DVB-S2X modulation. Via the satellite, a range of antennas can receive the content. Here is another view of the Into movie. We discussed already the outbound link, but for those terminals equipped with a VSAT modem, a return channel allows not only to manage applications such as the internet, but also retrieve CDN analytics, handle digital rights management, and more. In this case, the remote site is actually a two-box solution, one for data and one for video, which is often the case. For the technically interested amongst us, here you can see a topology drawing of the ecosystem and where we play. The topology for the bidirectional case looks like this. The box here on the left shows the VSAT hub, which takes care of encapsulation, modulation, and reception from the remote POPs. And aside of the VSAT terminals, the outbound carrier can also be picked up by the EKT set-top box, uniquely handling the GSC decapsulation. This way, depending on the applications that need to be provided to a specific site, a cost-effective set-top box can be deployed or a powerful bidirectional terminal without having to replicate the video content on satellite. Here you can see the setup we have in Sint-Niklaas, Belgium, showing the different components of the ecosystem. In this demo, 2 movies are contributed over satellite to the EKT set-top box, which you can see in the middle between the 2 phones. The large screen shows the first live video, which is received from the set-top box via HDMI. The left phone in the landscape mode shows the second live movie, as you can see screen wide. The phone on the right-hand side in portrait mode shows on top of the live streaming also the metadata, and you can see the Easy Broadcast logo, as that is the app used. The EKT set-top box can either receive the video feed directly from satellite or alternatively from a VSAT modem through an Ethernet connection. Further down, these are dialect VSAT modems, the MDM3310. They provide bidirectional connectivity, so also care for the return channel. These are also dialect VSAT hub components, the M6100 modulator and 2 MCD7000 multi-carrier receivers, setting up the satellite connection bidirectional. Next is the MCX7000 multi-carrier satellite gateway and the MDM6000 satellite modem. And here you can see finally 2 servers. The one at the top carries the Easy Broadcast Management System, and the bottom one carries the BroadP components, namely the origin and packager and the transcaster. So what does this now mean for the service provider and the consumer? The consumer is of course interested in receiving live and on-demand high quality content anytime, anywhere and on any device. And satellite brings many advantages to help achieve this. I've summarized some of them here. It would take us too long to address all of these now, but you're welcome to join us for an afternoon session. And we also can help you with the deployment of the system. Thank you.
Thank you, Hans.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you. So it's really great. Oh, sorry.
No, so I just want to say we will be available this afternoon, of course, for further questions and a continuation of demonstrations.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have many people. So it's really great to see a real end-to-end live system running, and I guess that people can also come in your offices in Belgium to see it for real.
Of course, and we also are developing an online version of it.
Oh, so that's the normal way of working, I guess. So I have a question. So DVB's native IP standard is not yet finalized, as we all know. But I also know that your company has been involved already in some of the early deployments that also Jean-Claude just before talked about. So could you please give us some examples of use cases?
So we have this one that Jean-Claude already mentioned at Astro Malaysia, whereby we, in a unidirectional way, address set-top boxes, and then consumers can join additional content on top of what they are enjoying on a screen in a restaurant or another venue. And then there is also another use case for VSAT with Isotropic Networks, one of our partners that is deploying a VSAT network whereby they distribute Netflix content mainly to for maritime applications, so for ships. The return channel here is very important because of the stringent requirements that Netflix has for subscriber management and content protection.
Indeed, thank you very much for sharing this with us. So, and now let's turn to our third participant in this joint demo. So now Jill Mulder from EKT has joined me now from the Netherlands. Good morning, Jill, and we are glad to hear from you.
Good morning, Emily, and it's fantastic to be here. So we are EKT. We are the set-top box company. So at the last end of the demonstration, and over the last few months, we've been working very hard with all the partners to deliver this real life demo. So quite excited about that. So let me quickly show you how it all works and where we are. We put a little video together. Here's our box streaming live to the 2 mobile phones. We can actually manage up to 3 mobile phones at the same time, and also delivering HDMI at the same time. So for those who do not know who we are, just a quick wrap up. We are a global set-top box company. We have offices around the world. This is also where our customers are around the world. Our main area is in Europe and in the Americas, and where we deliver not only satellite, but also a lot of IP products. And I think this is where the native IP over satellite really comes together for us, because we basically combine our two strengths. We call ourselves the East meets West company, which really means that we are very engaged in integration and communication. So our teams here in Europe have collaborated with everybody here to make this product happen. But on the same time, we have a great team in Asia that can also deliver the product in a cost-effective way and with a pretty quick time to market. Just to see where we are in the food chain, so to say. When this signal enters in our remote location in the home, it gets into our set-top box. And this is where we demodulate the signal. This can also be with CAS, so it's also can be with secure signal. Then we de-encapsulate it using either GSE or MPE, so we have both methods built into our box. And then the nano CDN from Broadpeak basically makes it a unidirectional signal. And easy broadcast part is then extracted to make sure that also on the TV the EPG data is shown. So the Easy Broadcast app is then driven by the unicast signal, and on the TV we do this directly with HDMI. So here we see one more time in the total overview, the EKT set-top box feeds the TV and the mobiles, and using a feed set we can then also stream back relevant information regarding DRM or other data that is required. So we have two models. This is our consumer model, so to say. It's driven by a Montage new chipset, 4500D. It's quite powerful, yet still we can make this quite cost effectively. It has a built-in Wi-Fi to stream up to a number of users, but the back also has an Ethernet port, so we can also point this into a router if required. We also have a professional device, which is maybe used for schools or for other places where we can store data, and also then stream it up to a lot more users at the same time. I guess one more important time, because these are the demo days, the live setup of how it all works. And this is live to be seen in the actually the iDirect offices, where we have been able to put this all together and make this a ready to deploy solution. So really just a quick wrap up. We're very happy that we're part of this collaboration. We are able to make it a truly cost-effective and quality product to make it a deployable and ready-to-market solution. Thanks, Emily.
Thank you very much, Gilles. Well, I wonder, you've shown two different types of receivers, a consumer cost-effective ones for homes, and another one targeting more small businesses with the ability to stream to tens or potentially hundreds of devices.
Yeah.
So where do you see the market coming first?
Yeah, so I think actually it's in parallel. So the consumer devices is obviously gives people in remote locations to watch also video on their mobile and tablets, something that everybody really desires, even if the internet speed is low. But we also get a lot of requests from education, and this is where the professional devices are used in schools, where we can stream up to 200 users at the same time. So then we can really apply it to a lot of more users. We even have use cases where we combine them. So we use the professional device for in school, and then the students get a unit at home to also watch relevant content in their home. So we see really a parallel for both devices.
Okay, so that's two totally different kind of use cases with different goals, but there are some momentum for both. Okay, exactly. Thank you very much. So now I'm curious to listen to the fourth and last partner who contributed to this end-to-end demonstration. So I'm now pleased to welcome Mohsen Haddad from Easy Broadcast in France. Good morning, Mohsen, and by the way, welcome in DVB as a new member. The floor is yours.
Good morning. Thank you, Emily. So my name is Mohsen Haddad, and I am the co-founder and chief revenue officer of Easy Broadcast. We're very happy to contribute to this Dvb Demo Day with our partners, EKT, Broadpeak, and iDirect. where we demonstrated the first end-to-end multi-vendor demo for native IP in a B2C use case. We enjoyed the 2 months or so of collaboration. This demo includes origination, transport, reception, and consumption of live OTT video over satellite. Before going further, I would like to remind you that we are available this afternoon for interactive discussions and Q&As. Please use the meeting planner to reserve your time slot. Easy Broadcast is a French startup created in 2016 based on a patented technology that addresses cost and quality challenges of video delivery. We work with the media and broadcast industry, corporate streaming, and event streaming, and we have a global footprint in terms of clients. We grew to provide turnkey OTT solutions for streaming live and on-demand content. In public or private cloud, these solutions cover end-user applications for smartphones, set-top boxes, and TVs, a backend and CMS to manage content, users, all types of monetization, such as subscription, pay-per-view, purchase, ads, and any mix of these. Based on our patented technology, we also provide the video delivery infrastructure as well as detailed analytics. The analytics include user behavior, quality of service, bandwidth consumption, and monitoring. To address the challenge of providing a full OTT experience in unidirectional and bidirectional networks, we joined our partners in this native IP demo with 2 components as shown in this high-level architecture. Easy Broadcast technology is deployed both on the head-end side with a CMS and backend, and on the reception side with an edge-cached backend, a gateway, and a fully autonomous smartphone application. First, on the head-end side, our CMS and backend allows to define and manage content and service. This includes editorial animation, user interface templates management, EPG and metadata, user management, access rules, publication management, etc. The service and content definition can be made through a back office and or automated ingest. This will all be transferred through Broadpeak's Transcaster and iDirect's modulator. At the reception side, our edge cached service and CMS on EKT set-top box serves as a backend and gateway for the TV UI and mobile application that we prepared. It is deployed on an Android device and shows a full experience. And shows a full experience. This edge cached backend will be connected to the different UIs. So, for example, the mobile application will get the the list of categories to show on the home screen in different rows and the metadata associated to each content. This way, it gets and shows the metadata on live and on-demand videos that has been packaged, sent, and received. This metadata includes also the video link to the nano CDN that will be used to play the video on different devices. Edge caching of service shown in this demo allows a full video experience for end users and the ability to fully manage the service for the customer in a bidirectional as well as unidirectional connected environment, such as delivering education and e-learning for schools in places that are only covered by satellite, or infotainment on a military base, hospital, or boat. We're very happy to contribute to this innovative enablement of live and on-demand content delivery anytime, anywhere, on any device. It allows an improved quality of experience by providing a full content consumption experience regardless of networks and devices, an expanded service footprint and reach, rapid scaling of a service, and cost effectiveness. It is supported by leaders in the industry and ready to deploy. It will be my pleasure answering your questions this afternoon. Thank you. Back to you, Emily.
Thank you very much, Mohsen. And so I see Easy Broadcast is more on the service side of things and perhaps focuses on making things easy. So I'd like to ask you, how easy is it for the users?
So as shown in this demo, it is completely seamless for the end user. they just get their application for the smartphone, and then there's nothing else to do. It's the full experience as you would have on the internet. So you fire up your app, you consume content in a sort of a Netflix-like or a live TV experience. And if you go outside, you will continue to consume on the same app. You don't have to change anything.
Okay, so I look forward to seeing this, even if I shouldn't be able to see anything completely, but for sure this is exactly what the users want. They want more services, more coverage, but with less hassle. Okay, thank you very much. And now I'd like to see the 4 speakers from this multi-vendor demo. I would really like to thank you because it was really a brilliant showcase. And before I let you go, I'd like to ask you, so according to each of you, what's the one big reason why the industry should adopt this DVB's new native API solution? So first, let's start with Hans, maybe.
Yeah. So from the satellite point of view, we open the door here for OTT business models for the existing video service providers and for all newer entrants to the video delivery scene, such as telcos and ISPs. We provide here a standardized way to transport video efficiently and effectively over broadband networks, such as a VSAT platform.
Okay, thank you very much. Jean-Claude, what's your view?
Yeah, from my perspective, I see very much this as some people call it DTH 2.0. And this is a solution that makes it possible for the operators down the road to switch off legacy MPEG TS. Obviously, that's going to be a long journey because I realize that the weight of the install base is very important. But there are transition plans that make it possible for an operator to introduce that technology for B2C applications and progressively switch off legacy DTH. So that's a real opportunity for convergence of services and cost saving for the operators.
Indeed. Okay, thank you very much. Now, Jill?
Yeah, well, I think from our point is that we're taking the delivery of the signal not to a single screen in the home, but now make it accessible for everybody in the home on their mobile devices and tablets and PCs. So whereby the original traditional satellite was really traditionally what you did on a single TV, I think with what we've now shown is that this is the next era that satellite is actually going into the mobile device.
Indeed. Thank you very much. And now, Mohsen?
I see two main things. The first is with this technology, you are getting education everywhere into the world. This is at my heart, and I wanted to say it. And next, for the business side, you just use this to get your next billion users of service. Thanks to the augmented reach.
Thank you very much. So thanks to all of you for this really efficient collaboration.